be on the future project delivery through Industrial Revolution 4.0. The talk is delivered live from the Smart Selangor Anjung Digital, UKM Center for Excellence of Industrial Revolution 4.0. As for the months of April, we have invited technologists Arief Affendi bin Abdul Wahab, a certified project manager with PMP, attached to the Sapura Secured Technologies. He is a seasoned, I would say, like a seasoned project manager whom has 19 years of working experience in various IT and telecommunication industry. Welcome, Mr. Arief, to the talk.
Thank you, Prof, for inviting me.
Yeah. Thanks a lot lah for the acceptance of the invitation. Yeah, basically, I will read a brief lah of your biodata. Currently, Mr. Arief is a project manager for a high-impact ICT project. The project scope include requirement study, application development, infrastructure deployment, data integration and migration, change management and training. As well, Mr. Arief is an ICT solution advisory to a few ministries, kementerian in Malaysia, which craft the enterprise architecture, which is based on the MyGov EA of Mampu, ICT strategic planning, or known as ISP, which include the IR4.0, IoT, big data, cloud, DC/DRC, drone, BIM, and GIS. So we are glad, Arief, to share your expertise, experience, maybe tips to become a successful project manager. I hope as well my postgraduate students in my project and change management at the master's level, as I mentioned earlier, to join the class. Meanwhile, for the audience, you can write your questions, post your questions in our FB Live, which is add as well from the Zoom to the FB Live within this 1 hour. Plus my also 4 or 5 questions. Beside that as well, for our UKM staff, pekerja kaki tangan, you can register your attendance lah. All the instruction will be in the Facebook Live as well. Well, that's all, Mr. Arief. I think without any further ado, probably you would like to share with us before I ask you some questions lah, Mr. Arief. So the floor is yours, please.
All right. Thank you, Prof. Let me share my slide first.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay. Can you see the slide?
Yeah. Clear.
Okay. Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Prof for inviting me for this session.
Yeah, you are welcome.
Okay, so let's start our discussion for today or presentation for today. Future project delivery through RI 4.0. This is what I've been doing for the past few years. Okay, let's recap a bit. Some recap about phases of industrial revolutions. Okay, the first 3 industrial revolutions came about as a result of mechanization that is driven by water and steam power, use of mass labor and electrical energy, and the use of electronic automated production respectively lah. So we are now witnessing the rise of fourth revolutions, where the real and the virtual world are to be seamless connected, giving rise to what is known as cyber physical production system.
I see. Okay.
Okay. Although all the revolutions were defined by innovation, the most significant impact is on the humanity and society. Okay. First, moving forward, of periods of technological industrialization have created a tectonic shift in societies throughout history. Therefore, a change of habits and mindset is needed in fulfilling the integrative demands of both concepts. So that's what is very important now, the change management mindset. Okay.
So good.
Okay. disruptive technologies that actually involve construction industry. So this is I extracted from the construction 4.0 strategic plan to 2021-2025, still hot in the oven. Okay, so what they intend to do now is they will divide it into three clusters. Okay, the first one is they will focus on BIM, stimulation and modeling. So they will do a lot of this year and next year, if I'm not mistaken, they will do a lot of trainings, enabling for the BIM, building information modeling. And then next one is same time they will do digitalization and also virtualization. That's
Virtualization. Okay.
correct. That's where I did currently for JKR. So here they will involve IoT, blockchain, big data, 3D printing, predictive analysis, augmented reality, virtual reality, cloud, real-time collaboration. So this is part of digitalization and virtualization. So the third one is smart factory.
Smart factory. Okay.
Correct. Okay. Smart factory involve advanced material, autonomous vehicle, big data, and then prefabrication and modular like IBS lah. Okay. So I'll go. I don't want to highlight much. I go to the practical part. What actually involved in the new or emerging technology moving forward? As you can see, the first one, camera for real time. Okay, camera. This is actually happening at the moment where a lot of construction sites have installed their camera or video permanently there. So the purpose is to actually having images or video or of the construction, and they will see how the construction will actually build, and then you can see history, the time lapse. So that is the number one. Some at the rural area they use the solar power. Some they have electricity that can be provided. So mostly you can use also the solar power. The second one is spot. This is like a dog-like robot lah. So what the invention now is, you actually ask the robot to walk around the construction site and then take 360 view images, and then it will bring back all the measurement and do some analysis. So that is the current technology that we are having lah.
In Malaysia?
Not yet in Malaysia.
Not yet. I see. I thought okay.
So these are all the imaging technology that in United States or in Europe.
In the States.
Yeah, this is in the innovation lab at the moment.
Okay. Good.
So how does it work is once they have all the images, then they can put in, as you can see, the 3D, and then you can create a 3D images and create it on the SB drawing or floor plan, and then you can build up some like a beam model. Okay, and then the third one is a construction material Affendi tracking. So this is useful where all the items that manufactured in the factory, it will be tagged with the RFID tracking. So the inventory wise, they can actually understand how much they have produced, how much is going out from the factory, and then at site, project site will receive, and they can just you don't need to actually scan one by one. Then they when the lorry brings the the items to the project sites, and it will actually go through a detecting device, and it will scan. Like when we go into our condominium or housing area, and the RFID tag, right? Same thing like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it will detect directly all the items. So it's much more easier lah. No need human to tag one by one. So when the construction worker want to use it, they take one part by one. Then it will record during that time. Okay. And then there's also features where the construction workers wears the camera or bring the camera to the site where they can record all the construction area, and that brings to the HQ, and we can build a model or imagine what actually been done at the construction site. Okay, so we can actually also include inside, as you know, as in the BIM, you can understand what are the things that actually in the floor plan, what to be put, any pipe, electricity, and then mechanical things that need to be put, so they can visualize using actual images. The other one is, okay, on the safety part. So the safety part here, when the security officer go and survey at site, they can wear a helmet, built-in camera. Yeah, so they can detect, like in these pictures, there's one person did not wear the glove, and then there's a hazardous area, there's a lift behind there. Okay, so this kind of information will be go back to the system and inform the supervisors. Then immediately they can take action. That's how we prevent anything happens to at the construction site. Okay, and then the other one is drone. Okay,
Wow.
this is very interesting, and it's also been done in Pemborneo. So in Pemborneo, as you know, the highway is very far, the lengthy, right?
Yeah.
So we use a drone. Actually, the drone itself not only to see what are the progress of the project sites, it's also to actually detect the contractors, the equipment on the ground. So when you know certain equipment is there, then they know this is currently what is the work progress. So the machine itself will determine what are the work progress being done there.
I see. Good.
So that is some of the emerging technologies that they are currently being using or in future will be used. And the last one I highlighted is integrated project management platform. So this is what I'm doing at the moment.
I see.
Okay. So common organization challenges. So when we go into certain organizations, we find out these are the areas, the challenges they are having. They have existing applications, or maybe currently a silo application, and they don't have a lot of integrations and a lot of processes still manual. So that's where we come in and we understand or we do the business requirement, system requirement, and also system design, and to incorporate everything inside here into the system. Okay. In terms of data management, they also have a data management, definitely.
Data management. Okay.
Yeah. But the ability to analyze or get the insight is still minimal. So there are a lot of, as you can know, like we import the data, put it into the Excel, and then calculate, do some all the calculation, and then present it to the management. So what we want now is everything, the decision must make, we need to have a fast decision making. So we build in some business intelligence. And then the technology constraints. This is happening, I think, a lot of big companies also. Infrastructure. Okay. To support all the applications, you need to have a good infrastructure. Okay. And also tools like BIM. Okay.
BIM,
To do BIM, to do drawings, you need to like performing Autodesk, all that. You need to have a high-end PCs to design. If not, you can't do it. Okay? And then the other one is business and IT alignment. So here, where we understand there's a business people and also there's a technology people. So we need to have them aligned to actually make sure business can still going on, but supported by the IT.
The IT. Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay. So when we do all the study and when we want to select the product, when we want to develop the system, this is some of the guiding design principles. Okay. So I think most of the things you guys are very familiar. This is good to have so that when you prepare a system, it will actually cover all the things and make the system very robust and also flexible in future. Okay. Okay. In terms of, I will go in drill down to very recall what we are doing at the moment. Conceptual application architecture here is very high level understanding of architecture where you have a customer channel. Okay, the customer channel can be from a portal, website, mobile apps.
Okay.
Okay, and then you need to have a core application, the core engine. Usually this is where the business process management with the workflow, all the approval layer is coming from here. And then you will have some supporting applications to support the core applications. And also the important part is you need to have an API or the integration layer that you require to integrate or get data to be shared from other agencies, other companies. That is very important at the moment. If not, your system will be in silo. So without that, you don't have, you can't actually build your a good system, or you don't get all the big data later. Okay. Okay. So I will drill down now on the what is actually inside the core applications. It's actually digitizing your forms and create a approval workflow. So you can see there's a lot of to ensure that the system working fine. We need to have a standardized work process. Okay,
Okay.
so that is first thing. If not, there's always a different mazhab among the organization. So we need
Okay.
to streamline one work process so that everyone can use it. And then we have also security is very important because sometimes the application required a payment. There's a payment gateway, all that. So, and also there's a lot of confidential data that go in and out. So we discuss with Mampu, and we are the first one that had using a multi-factor authentication. So what we did is usually people have the normal user login, username, password, and we include also like OTC or tag kind of when you get all your OTP on your phone. We do that in the system. And then notifications, the system itself, if you don't send a notification to the user will not know when they have a task. So we will send it through email, okay, or from the dashboard itself. And all this is a single source of truth where the user can actually get all the information about a project inside the system. And lastly is the integration. That is very important because when you don't have the integration with other systems, then your data is not complex or big enough to do some analysis. Okay, among the features for a project management that we identify is online collaboration. Okay, the online collaboration here is basically before this, the design team have actually to bring the drawing on site.
I see.
Okay, when they
Okay.
do the drawing on site, then physically everyone must be there, right? So then they comments on the drawing. So now we can do it everything online.
Online. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So but this you need to have a good infra because you are actually loading up your drawings on the servers, and where you can participate, I think more than 2 or 3% here, and then do some annotations. And all this information will be recorded and it will be used for your history or audit later.
Wow. Good.
Okay. The interesting part here is the project scheduling. As you know, as a project manager, project scheduling is very important, right? So previously, the contractor or the user, they have to manually check. Okay, if you know, start to finish, finish to start, all that you need to manually check.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you have this system, when the user, whether you are using Microsoft Project or whether you are using Primavera PC, usually Primavera PC is used by maybe 10 million or 50 million and above project lah.
Yes.
So when you have that kind of scheduling very big, you can't actually, I mean, it's very tedious lah, to check one by one, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
they have the system, when you put in the criteria, the system itself will check. That is very the beauty part of this. So instead of you take about 2 days to check the scheduling itself, only for one schedule, now you can do it in 5 minutes. Okay. So, okay. Another features that very important is you can access anywhere, anytime using any devices, right? So that is where the mobile apps is actually very helpful. Okay, you can be at the office or at the project site or at home, take some progress of the sites. Even the mobile app itself, actually you can capture or data entry offline. So once you have because sometimes when we do project at the rural area, I'm sure there's no internet connection there. So what we build is you can actually do your job offline, and then once you are hooked back to the internet, then you will sync automatically to the data center. Okay, so what in for the senior management lah. Usually senior management will look into what is the progress, what is the data, they need the real-time data, right? So this is very important lah. With all the information, the insight that you have from the project information, from the project sites, from the data sharing from other systems, you can actually get end-to-end information about the project. Okay, you can also do some forecast for the future revenue and spending, and the user currently they like one feature, user-defined report. So the user-defined report is actually when your, as example, when your boss call you or the minister lah, senang. The minister call you and suddenly want to know about this project around his zone, right? Or his parliament. So you need to instantly to get all the information really, and he wants to know only certain information. So this business intelligence is useful to actually drag and drop only information about that project. That's where the user-defined reports comes in.
Use that simple technology for us to go on our virtual rounds
Okay,
and all
I
that.
think
Obviously, there
a
is
lot
a major problem
a lot
with
more you
data
can ask
protection,
me during the Q&A.
confidentiality, and all that.
So far,
when
that's
you're
all
doing
for my
virtual
presentation.
workouts. But this is
Thank you very much,
something that we do need to
Technologies
look
Arief,
into,
for
especially if there are
to be very
incidences where
impressive
the students are not able
presentation on
to come
how
around
the
in the ward rounds. As it is
industrial
now, I feel
revolution
sorry for my students. They
technology
can't come to the
devices
wards
can
because they're
help
not
us
allotted
as
that
the
time.
project
So they can't
manager
join the
within
team's
this
ward
so-called
round. They can't find
IR4
out.
era. Okay, with that I have some few questions for you. Okay, when we see based on your presentation just now, it shows that the project management functions and roles in the so-called IR4 era. Are there any differences between now or previous era or in the future? Can you elaborate more on that, Arief?
Okay, thank you for the question. There's a lot of scaremongering going on actually. In my humble opinion, about how technology will replace jobs, prediction where the other IR will hugely impact jobs, and this prediction didn't fully materialize lah. Okay, according to, if I'm not mistaken, World Economic Forum in their Future Jobs Report 2018, they actually predict a net gain in jobs in the IR 4.0 lah. What they talk about is moving from automation to augmentation.
Augmentation. Okay. Can you elaborate more on that? Please.
It's an approach where businesses look to utilize the automation of some job tasks to complement and enhance their human workforce's comparative strength.
I see.
As I understand it, this means if automation is being used, approach where for routine tasks to utilize the automation of some job tasks, demand and enhance their human workforces comparative. Humans can still outperform machine in their cognitive abilities, at least for the time being lah.
Okay.
So that is, so don't worry so much lah, because you can still have that functions and you can bring, but you need to actually improve lah, enhance. So I will further elaborate later.
Okay. My next questions, later I didn't see yet questions from the FB Live.
Okay.
You mentioned just now about we are in the IR4 era, so we need to have mental or attitude change management on that. Beside the change and the mental attitude change management, what are the other skills that our project management need to equip themselves? Maybe communication, technology. Please, can you
good
share with
question.
us? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, good question. I came across a really interesting report from Project Management Institute, PMI, titled "The Project Manager of the Future: Developing Digital Age Project Management Skill to Thrive in Disruptive Times." So, which they have a great images lah. I can show you now, but it's about top 6 digital age skills for project delivery.
Namely,
the first one is data science skills. Okay, data science skills like data management, analytics, and big data lah. The second one is innovative mindset.
Innovative, okay.
Okay, the third one, security and privacy knowledge. The fourth one, legal and regulatory compliance knowledge.
I see, okay.
The fifth one, ability to make data-driven decisions. Okay. The sixth one, collaborative leadership skills. So there's a six, the highlighted top 6 digital age skills lah. The only thing is missing, like you mentioned earlier, you need also to have change management skills. Not change control, not change control, change request, all that.
Yeah.
Rather the people and also behavioral skills associated to the transformation, or people call it system adoption.
System adoption. I think even in the PMI, the knowledge domain is actually maybe is related to the stakeholder management. Correct. Or the HR management lah.
Correct.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, maybe later you can share with us the link or about the books. It shows that the 6 is relevant to the what we call it 5 of them, if not mistaken, relevant to the technology. But the last one is about the collaborative, about the commercial side, communication, kind of that, relevant to the human being.
Correct.
Okay, we always, and another questions, we always claim our IR4 is a era in which 9 of the elements of like big data, security, UOV related to drone is taking place. So how does this so-called DX or digital transformation taking place, and how does our project manager need to adapt to those changes? Meaning, as you mentioned in your slide just now about the usage of mobile phone, usage of cloud. I think last 2 days, our Microsoft Malaysia was also already launched, bersama Malaysia with our public sector lah to have this cloud. What happened? Let's say I don't need to have any kind of this digital transformation. Difficult for me to use telephone, to use this. Can they cope with the current situation as a project manager, project director, or deliver? Yeah, please.
Okay. So in this new era, fourth industrial revolution, IR4.0, okay, they have initiated a digital transformation across the industries. Including project management profession lah. Okay, in order to achieve competitive advantage, organization must now utilize technology and data for strategy development, project execution, and delivery. Okay, digital transformation is not a new theory.
Okay.
It's not about companies patching legacy systems or modifying processes and procedures while keeping an analog plan, build, run culture in place. No, it's not that anymore. It's about project manager recognizing the need for innovation and utilizing a framework to view the operational processes and business models in a progressive ways. Okay, digital transformation is about incorporating technology and data to identify and implement superior strategic and tactical methods. It's about innovation and opportunities actually. And leaders within the organization must emphasize on value delivery and customer experience in the service and product provided. Okay, actually there's no standard toolkit lah, or you can toolkit or tools kan, to utilize or to have these answers. Okay, what I understand is there's 4 ways project managers can embrace this digital transformation. First one is you need to promote change agility.
Oh, agility, eh?
Yes, promote change agility. First, a leader must move beyond the mindset that digital transformation is just about increased computing power. That's usually the thinking lah. We have surpassed the first computer revolution, and now we into the second, which technological capabilities, internal resources, and our customers' experience are changing. Despite the major changes occurring with digital transformation, the key aspect of leadership remain the same actually. Leaders must rely on foundational principles to successfully navigate within IR4.0. Okay, the adaptive project manager will have a greater role in identifying value, facilitating creativity, and enabling flexibility while serving as change agent. Change agent is very important and influencing multidisciplinary teams across the organization. Okay, the second one, you need to evolve intellectual capacity.
Intellectual capacity.
Yes,
I
evolve
see.
intellectual capacity.
Okay,
Second,
what's that? Yeah.
digital transformation will require an evolution in leadership skills. Okay, research shows that by 2020, 2 of the top 10 leadership skills will be cognitive flexibility and emotional intelligence.
Okay.
There's a writing in a note by Joseph Aun. He's the Northeastern University president. The book name is Robot Proof.
Robot Proof. Okay.
These 2 traits among the list of most essential skills for 2020 emphasizes the importance that will soon be placed on our cognitive capabilities and evolve leadership capabilities. Okay, leaders, they are able to apply a range of necessary professional proficiencies such as emotional intelligence and cultural awareness will demonstrate key technical skills such as critical thinking and analysis. They will be the forefront of digital transformation. Okay.
I see.
The third one, embrace resource dynamics. Okay, project manager must embrace the idea the project teams executing strategy will no longer solely be comprised of traditional resources.
I see. Okay.
Teams may be comprised of existing and new talent, be cross-functional, and may utilize advanced robotic and computing system.
Okay.
Project manager will need to create teams with a balance of native knowledge and new experience.
Native knowledge.
Yes, native knowledge.
Okay.
Domain knowledge lah.
Okay.
Additionally, emphasize will be an open mindset, cognitive capacities, and emotional intelligence. Okay, these all qualities will be highly sought after by employers in order to efficiently transition the available resources into a digitized workforce.
Digitized. Whoa, wonderful. Seems that is, I don't know, maybe it's quite a theoretical base. I'm not so sure. How is actually we would like to make it a practical, like just now you mentioned about the, I think, technology agility?
Yeah.
Am I right? Maybe you can elaborate how those very fuzzy, to me, nice things to have as a theory, but how to embrace those features, functional, into our current or future to equip them with this project management. Or they just close their mind, don't want to listen. Oh, I have my own style. I'm the senior 20 years project manager, multi-millions project. I've been here and there. So what's your opinion about that, Arief?
Okay, good question. So basically, if you don't want to change, you will be left out.
I see. Okay.
So because if you want to move forward, because IR 4.0 is like I mentioned just now, is related to technology and also related to how human behavior. Okay, we need to embrace now is to the time to embrace artificial intelligence and advanced robotics. Okay, leadership will become less about people with titles and more about organic collaborative processes anymore.
Mhm.
So, okay, the importance here is to have a relationship and emotional relationship. So it's a combination lah, technology and people and understanding how to use it. Because sometimes from the business part, business people lah, okay, there's a two side, business people and technology people. There's always a conflict. Okay, business
Mhm.
wants to ensure the business process is done, and that technology people to understand that is not very simple. How to implement in the system, how to develop it in the system, kan? A lot of if and or, how to move it. So there must be a change with both party. That's where, like you mentioned, the enterprise architecture, where we can use it as a platform to actually to collaborate, to combine all these minds to ensure the project can be delivered. So that's how we implement it lah.
I see. Okay. Mr. Arief, I believe that since you already preach about this theory part and everything, you are among the most sought project manager lah. So at the moment, can you share with us? Can you share with us what is actually the current project that you are managing, successfully managing? Maybe can you tell us about the J10 project in our Public Works, Ministry of Public Works, Kementerian Kerja Raya? Please elaborate. Thanks.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I have some slide here. Can you see this?
Yes, exactly.
All right.
Wow.
Okay. So this is roughly what has been going on. Alhamdulillah lah. JKR
Okay.
under Ministry of Works together with Sapura has successfully launched this J10 system on 29 March 2021. Okay, people will ask, what is J10?
J10, yeah, me too.
Okay, J in J10 is taken from the word JKR.
I see. Okay.
While 10 is the 10 phases in the life cycle of JKR Total Asset Management.
Asset management.
Yeah.
Okay.
The objective of the J10 system is to transform JKR business processes involving 5 phases of project management, which is planning, design, procurement, construction, and handover. And then continue by 5 more phases of asset facility management, which is asset acceptance, operation and maintenance, asset valuation, refurbishment and upgrading, and also asset disposal. So to create a single platform for communication, integration, and collaboration, and establish systematic reporting and performance measurement system. That is J10 is all about. Okay, the system is also integrated with system from other agencies outside JKR, like Mampu, ICU, MOF, right?
Wow.
Okay. And they have to get the up-to-date information and sharing, so that they can use this. So among the key features, I already in my previous slide, I also share you some of the features. Online collaboration. So previously, design team need to be physical at site to discuss on drawing, which is time and energy consuming. Now with the technology, drawing can be discussed online, including putting annotation, chatting, and also history reference. Then second part is the project scheduling.
Project scheduling,
Project scheduling. So whether it's Microsoft project or Premises, the system currently can handle it lah. Usually the contractors lah, okay, the small contractor, they will have a Microsoft project. Only big project like Pemborneo or building the KCC or building the big TRX, they one using Primavera P6 lah. MRT, LRT, all that using Primavera P6 lah. So when the contractor give to JKR the file, and then easily the system can actually check if the schedule meets or the requirement or not. So that is what is the beauty of the system itself. And then the third one is mobile app.
Mobile
So,
apps.
yeah, supervising officer at site can now record, update progress, upload images in the site diary. They usually site diary lah, they call it. So then every day they can update it. That is include also the capturing of the images daily lah to the system. And last but not least, the business intelligence lah. So this can be easily be accessed and also analyzed. The management can dig in and get the information quickly, and then give immediate decisions usually. The tool will not only help to improve customer experience, but also employee satisfaction actually. So that is basically overall I can tell you about Jeten lah. So lebih-lebih cannot lah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot for the explanation. Okay, we have here a questions, a live questions from our audience, from audience. Okay, we have a question from Mr. Kudakwashe Manake. Kudakwashe Manake is from Zimbabwe. Yeah, very far away, but maybe he's studying in Malaysia lah, over here. So that's a question from him, is about the so-called okay, is it possible or not to implement such IR4 technology in developing country, maybe back in Zimbabwe, in African continent? What are the challenges they are going to face? How to overcome them? That's the question. Again, I just repeat, Mr. Arief, is it possible to implement this technology in developing countries, and what are the challenges they are going to face? How to overcome them? So beside that, does this so-called technology can enhance in empowering their economy and construction industry? Okay. Yeah,
it's
maybe
a long question.
Yeah, very long question. Just recap. How does I mean those what we call it a technology can be?
Can.
Yeah.
I try to answer some of the questions.
Yeah, please. Thanks, Kudakwashe. Yeah. Okay.
Basically, yes. First, the country or the organization itself must understand which industrial revolution or which IR they are currently at. Okay. Sometimes when we do study, you are currently at IR 2.0 or IR 3.0. Okay. Usually, most of the country now is IR 3.0 actually, moving to IR 4.0. So we need to have the internet connectivity in place. We need to have a computerized in place before we can do a lot of IR 4.0. Okay. Yeah. So we need to have all the basic things in place first, in order to achieve IR 4.0. Even Malaysia also, we have a lot to do with to implement this IR 4.0. Okay. While having all the actually in the third world country or the developing country, we actually can embrace this. We can actually leapfrog or jump in directly when we actually have the necessary infrastructure. Okay, internet is very important. That is the basic. Once we have the internet connectivity, and then we can go into the software that we want to use, the devices that we want to use, right? So if and then they can actually implement it step by step, not in one go. You can gradually. What we did with our customer, usually with the ministry, the agencies, we do it in phases. That's where we develop a ICT strategic plan, maybe a 5 years roadmap. The first year, maybe you ensure the resources is available. Okay, the basic necessary infrastructure is available. The second year, and then you put in some application, the devices that you require. Once you get all the informations, you can build up the applications, you get the data, then you can do some big data analysis, and then you can do BI. You cannot rush it. You need to plan for it. Okay, so that's anything that I miss out, Paul?
I think it's already covered the answers to Mr. Kodak Washe about, I think again, I don't know, this is my opinion. We have all the technologies, the advanced IR4, whatever phases as well. Maybe you are in 3 or going to 4. The first thing that we would like to have, we cannot implement them. Just to recap in abruptly, I mean, one after another. And then the point that you are talking is really, really good when you're talking that for those developing countries, you can immediately, immediately can develop or use the technology rather than you have like an evolution of that. Yeah, like maybe for example in Malaysia or in India, for example, we do have this telecommunication with the copper wire, for example, and then for the advanced, I think so that you can jump straight to the internet to use the wireless, the Wi-Fi or fiber optic. Yeah, yeah, that's again back to the leadership, project leadership, the way how we political will as well. Yeah, that's great, wonderful. Okay, thanks a lot for the questions from the audience. Okay, my another question. We have 13 minutes, 30 minutes to go. Okay, any advice? Any advice from yourself for our future generation, millennial generation of what we call it, project manager, fresh from the oven, from the UKM, from the public universities, private, or those who actually would like to have their name with the title PMP to take the exam, CAPM, PMP, IT, kind of that. So what's your advice to them? Yeah.
Okay. I remember when I graduated last time.
Yeah.
Not much of my study has been used most of during my working experience. But this is where the tips comes in.
Yeah, please.
So you need to be prepared to learn, unlearn, and relearn.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. So it must be related to people, technology, and process. So that's usually my principle lah. So like people, you need to have some negotiation skills. When you are in the working industry, when you jump into the working industries, you need to first is how to promote yourself lah, how to sell yourself. You need to also understand how to negotiate.
Negotiation,
Negotiation is very important, and do a lot of change management. Okay, you need to build. Sometimes people are introvert. Some is extrovert is good lah, but I also is an introvert. So you need to have some confidence level to meet people, because most of I can say because I'm a IT background. So IT people is a lot of introvert. We like a lot of doing work with machines, not with people. So
exactly.
When we do from some presentations or we meet customer for requirements, we need to ensure that they can believe us and give confidence that we can do it. So, and then once the system is ready, how to ensure that the people can use the system. So this is all the process where you need to have a change management. Okay, you can't just build the system and there's no user using it, right? So you need to actually promote the system, give some trainings, awareness, give them some assurance that the system can help them to do their work better. Okay? So there's a lot of the skills of negotiation and change management is very important. In terms of technology, okay, as you know, last 10 years and now the technology keep on changing. I think the phone itself every 2 or 3 years already changed, right? You cannot keep up with the rapid technology now. So make sure you have the ability to adapt to the future technology. Sometimes whatever you learn today in the university or in school, maybe it's not being used in future. So the university itself also is trying to adapt latest technology. It's not easy. Calling for this the session also is actually is eye opener for the students to actually understand the future technology is what, like I showed just now, emerging technology. Okay, so and then once you understand, you need to high level, you need to understand a lot of technology that will be related to IR 4.0 maybe, and then IR 5.0 later. So with this kind of technology, is it fit to your project? Is it fit to your organization? So you need to understand that. And then before you can actually tell the organization what kind of technology should be used, you need to understand their business process first. The processes, you need to master it. Like just now I mentioned, native knowledge, domain knowledge. So once you understand the way they work, their language, so then you will know what are the best technology for that organization, for that processes. That is my tips lah. When my experience doing a lot of this, especially the government agencies, even private also, they have different set of requirements. So they want fast decisions. They want make sure there's cost savings. They want revenue to come in faster. That is from the private. For the government, they want to work efficiently. Kan? So what are the technology actually can be used to ensure fulfill the requirement? So as a people that going in as a project manager later, you need to other than having the PMP, you need to have the experience first lah.
Experience, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay. Maybe one final question. I believe that you're aware that Mampu already develop a project management methodology. We call it as PRISA, PRISSA. Their methodology is almost 100 pages lah. It's a combination of from PMP as well as from the UK as well lah. So we have Prince 2. So you have Prince 2. And so what's your advice to our maybe in what we call it, IT officers or those who actually in the project, how actually they need to embrace the methodology, or how actually, what was your advice or opinion about that very good product of this methodology?
So when you are fresh or junior, you need to learn and attend many technical or soft skill trainings.
Okay.
So attend that whatever free trainings that the university give, where the outside give. Having the IT knowledge is good, but it will only be advantage if you are using it in the IT projects. No problem. As start, and when you coming into the working industry, when you start working, involve a lot of volunteer to be a project coordinator.
Volunteer?
Volunteer.
Volunteer ourselves. Okay.
Ourselves.
Yeah.
And then perform any document preparations. Why do you do that is you need to understand the process.
So not because you are paksarela or become the machai or kind of that.
You need to be a sponge.
I see.
You go in and then you absorb. That is usually within 2 or 3 years you do that. And then you do a lot of training and involve a lot of change management activities. You participate. When the supervisors ask you to do, you just do it.
Just do it.
You absorb.
Okay.
You don't think why first, but you do it first, and later in 5 years' time, you will know why you do it.
Okay.
Once you familiarize with the business process, all that, and then that actually will construct, and you will learn in the PMP itself. That is all the knowledge area that you actually collecting. So when you want to go for courses, PMP, CA, PM, IT, all that, then you will understand, what I did last time is related to this knowledge area. You can relate. That's where the experience come in. When you can relate with that, then easier for you to take the exam.
Okay. Very wonderful tips. Career tips, or to take the exam tips. Yeah.
Correct.
I think
so
yes.
Once you have the experience, because I can tell you can't take the exam without the experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the question is not objective, straightforward questions. You need to have the experience to understand to take any exam. Exam is one thing lah. To get that certificate is one thing, but to have the knowledge that's very important.
Okay.
So whatever it is, at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is you need to be an adaptive project professional.
adaptive project
Yeah.
managers. I
Yeah.
see. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Arief, for your 1 hour spent with us.
Already
I
1
mean,
hour.
yeah, almost another 4 minutes to go lah. Your valuable advice to our future to be project managers, starting from the humble beginning, maybe as I mentioned, project juniors, a kind of that. Don't ask your supervisor why you need to do this and that, and then later, as I mentioned, then you take sit for the exam lah. I think that's all for today, ladies and gentlemen. We have here advisors, opinion, insight, and ideas from our technologies, Arief, which already spent more than 19 years in the project management in the private and public sectors. I believe that all his valuables, ideas, and talks are very, very, to me, valuable as well to yourself, whether you're going to become a certified project manager or work already in the field, or who actually wish to be in the future. That's all, and probably we give thanks, big clap on our project manager, Mr. Arief, for your time and wonderful evening with us lah. Okay, till then we will shall we meet again. And for those who are asking about the attendance list, later probably our administrator will share it back in our FB live link. Okay. Till the next topic, probably by next week, we do have one on the project management as well, but from our alumni in Mampu. That time he going to share the tips on the how to pass the PMP, Mr. Arief. I think her third time, then he said, okay, I've come to the tips. Okay lah, I said, furthermore, it's my alumni of FTSM for
Good,
next,
good.
on the 27th lah. Okay.
Good.
Okay, Arief, that's all for today. Thanks a lot for your time, and
Thank
inshallah
you.
we shall meet again. Maybe in
Alright.
our class, I shall invite you lah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
Alright.
Thanks a lot. Okay, thanks.
Assalamualaikum.
Thanks. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah. Okay, bye. Till then.